You, former wide receiver at Alabama, does that make you feel a little bit older, Gehrig?
Not really. I mean, this season just passed, so I'll probably start feeling old pretty soon here.
Gotcha. Gehrig, can you describe the emotions following Monday's game of sort of the processing of being so close to winning a national title and coming up just a little bit short?
Yeah, it was definitely tough. One of the main reasons I came in was to compete and win a national championship, and the fall just a couple points short, and the fall how we fell was pretty tough. But I mean, Clemson made plays when they needed to, and we didn't. So you can't really regret what we did. And I mean, we had a great season other than that game.
Was it more than what you expected when you hear a lot about Alabama, you hear a lot about Nick Saban, you hear about crazy in a good way the fans and the passion that they have around Alabama football, then you arrive and you go through it. Was it better than what you thought, or was it about what you thought of coming in?
It was definitely better than what I thought. The fans were great the entire season. When you go anywhere in Tuscaloosa, most of the time somebody recognizes you and always has good things to say. So, I appreciate the fans a lot. And to be able to be coached by Coach Saban and his staff was a great honor, and I learned a lot. And I feel like I got a lot better as a football player.
Let me ask you, for those of us who don't get a chance to see Nick Saban behind the scenes, what is he truly like? I mean, we see the media side of Nick Saban. We see the outside appearance. What's it really like to suit up and play for Nick Saban?
I mean, he's kind of what you see is what you get with him, especially being an offensive player. He's mainly with the defense during like meetings and practice and stuff, but he's definitely a serious coach. Every time I see him, he's pretty serious. So that's kind of what you see is what you get. And, it's kind of surreal to be coached by him and be coached by him at practice and all that. And, it was just a great honor to play for him.
Gehrig, I don't know for certain, but I've been told that Nick Saban met with the seniors following the game. I'm just curious if you can give us a little insight in what he told you guys.
Yeah, I think it was more directed towards all the guys that have been there. Just saying how great their careers were. Nobody's ever done what they did, win as many games as they won, and he's proud of them, and said he'll do whatever he needs to do to help us be successful in life, and he always has our back. So I think obviously I was there, but I think it was mostly directed towards the guys that have been there for 4 and 5 years and have put all the work in over those years to get to where they are now.
Gehrig, you went through a very physical 15-game schedule. There's a lot of talk out here of expanding the playoffs, whether it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years down the road. Knowing the physical style that you've played, could you play 2 more games or 1 more game or any more games?
I think we could, but I don't think it would be a good idea. Kind of get to the point where most colleges and most teams finish at the end of December or middle of December, early December. They don't make any playoff game or conference championships, and I think it really puts a bad kind of gets everybody that's trying to go to the NFL and trying to get ready for that. It kind of puts you almost a whole month behind, and to add 2 more games and just that toll that it takes on your body. I think it'd be possible, but I just don't think it'd be the smartest idea. I think it just put too many nicks on most people's body, and you just put that 2 more games of risk of going into. On our team, we have so many guys that are going to go first and second round, and just puts so much more risk on them to stay healthy. And I think that just kind of creeps in the back of their mind, and I don't think that'd be a smart idea.
We're talking to Gehrig Dieter right now, wide receiver at the University of Alabama, as we continue moving on, and we'll certainly talk about the preparation phase right now. But what is that number one memory that you take back and you reflect on this season for you?
I think the best, well, number one memory, I think is just coming in the summer and how welcomed I was by my teammates and especially receivers. There's no animosity towards me at all, and it's definitely great feeling to walk in and kind of just be welcomed by them and to work with them and see them every day is a great feeling. It's probably one of the best memories I had.
When you look back at certainly a lot of things here, when you look back at Lane Kiffin departing, whatever word you want to use there, how much do you think that influenced the game, if any?
I mean, I don't really think it impacted it at all. Coach Kiffin, I mean, he's obviously Coach Stark was there all year. He knew how Coach Kiffin called the games, and if you kind of look at the game, it was kind of called similar to what Coach Kiffin calls it. So, and we didn't really change anything on offense. Just added a couple different things, but nothing to the point where it changes the whole game plan and changes kind of how we operate. So, I don't think that had an impact on the game at all. We just didn't make enough plays as a team.
Did Clemson do anything that you guys didn't see on film in preparation?
No, not really. Like I said, I think they just made plays when they needed to. Especially fourth quarter, it seemed like they were making every single play that they had the opportunity to. And I mean, I know personally I made a couple of mistakes and didn't make some plays. So I'm gonna put that on myself that I didn't make the plays when I needed to, and they did.
Yeah, and let me ask you, because you brought it up. I mean, when you look at that, I mean, how many times have you relived any of those moments in the game? I mean, because as fans, I mean, I'll tell you this, and certainly I'm a media guy as well, but we do a 4-hour call-in show, and I know we've replayed the game a million times throughout our head. Is that something that you've done as well? I mean, do you go back and go, man, I wish I'd have did this, or maybe we'd have done this or this? I mean, does that go through your mind as well?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think personally, I feel like I always remember the bad plays instead of the good. So anytime I have a mess up or a physical error, it kind of sticks in my head for a while. And I don't really look back at what I did right. I kind of just look back what I could have done better to help the team win and to make when I needed to make one.
Hey, Gehrig, as a wide receiver, I'm just curious what you thought about the pick play in the final play there for Clemson, able to score the touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, watching it live, it kind of looked like their receiver almost looked like he tackled. I'm pretty sure Marlon was out there. Looked like he almost tackled him, and that call gets kind of called. That should be a call that gets called, but it didn't. So we can't really complain about it. The game's over now, and it's a smart play call by them, and kind of leave it up to the rest. And if you're a referee in that situation, you probably wouldn't throw flags because it has such an impact on the game. So, like I said, they just made a play and had a smart play call.
Gehrig, another question that we've been talking about today, and we look back and we look at the length of a game. You know, the NFL, they've got the game down to about 3 hours. 4 hours and 10 minutes was Monday night, but you guys played a lot longer throughout the season. There's other games, and this is not just Clemson, Alabama. You think something needs to be done about that? I mean, to get the game a little bit shorter because fatigue sets in, and fatigue leads to injuries. I'm just curious what you think about a 4.5 hour, 5 hour game that we've had some in college football this season.
Yeah, no, I think it was way too long. I mean, because it felt like he was going throughout the game, and you just have so many media timeouts and TV timeouts. It just kind of throws off any momentum that you might have, and I feel like we practice for a certain amount of time during the season, and to play. I mean, I feel like we practice 2.5 hours, 2.5 hours every day, and to go out and play a game that lasts 4.5, 5 hours, it just kind of seems crazy to me. Sometimes it lasts that long, if it's overtime or something, but we're just in a regular game, and I just felt like there's way too many media timeouts, TV timeouts to get anything going and to kind of get any momentum in the game.
So you think that hurts the rhythm of the game?
I think so. Just going, like I was saying, just kind of no momentum throughout the game. I mean, I feel like, especially for us on offense, we kind of struggle with getting momentum all year. And I mean, I'm not blaming that on obviously media timeouts or anything, but it's kind of easier to have momentum when you're kind of getting out there and playing faster and getting on the field faster and getting things rolling.
Gehrig, you've accepted an invitation to play in this Ryan game there. Talk about that and sort of how that came about.
Yeah, there's something that came up recently. I really wanted to have another opportunity to kind of do what I haven't done all season. I felt like I didn't have the season I wanted to coming here personally. So having an extra game and extra week of practice in front of head coach or in front of scouts and different NFL teams, I think that would benefit me. And I just think that it's an opportunity for me to kind of go out there and show people what I can do that they haven't seen all year. That kind of the role for me this year was kind of being a blocker and kind of doing the little things that the team needed. But I feel like I can go out there and kind of make the big plays and do that type of thing.
Gehrig, let me go to another conversation. When you're prepping here, what exactly is the next couple of months going to be like as you prepare for the upcoming draft and the chance to try to catch the eye of one of these NFL teams?
Can you repeat that question?
No, I was just saying, what is the next couple of months going to be like for you as far as going through this preparation phase of preparing for the upcoming NFL draft, the combine, the pro day, all those things like that? What will that be like? What's the preparation phase? Where are you going to train here? Or are you going to go to another place? That's what I was.
Yeah, I'm actually heading to Orlando right now. I'm going to train in Orlando for the next couple months and go from there. Hopefully have a great week at the East-West Shrine next week and kind of just catch momentum going into obviously I don't know if I'm invited to the combine or not, but get momentum going into the pro day and have a successful pro day.
Hey, Gehrig, let me just ask you this. If you could, there's a lot of recruits out there that are on the fence. Maybe it's Alabama, maybe it's another school, maybe it's, the big schools that they're looking at. They're trying to make a tough decision. I'm just curious you're not allowed to talk to a 5-star recruit once you've left, but if you could talk to them via the airways, what would you tell them about the University of Alabama and just playing and wearing that crimson jersey?
Yeah, it's a great honor. Anytime you can be a part of a program as great as Alabama, it's a great opportunity. It's not easy. You kind of go there. A lot of younger guys are humbled by all the talent and how hard it is to be on a successful team. It's definitely a tough thing to go in and be a part of that. But once you get part of it and once you're kind of part of the family and touch momentum and kind of get the coach's trust, and kind of the world's kind of in your hands. You have so many resources at Alabama compared to different schools, and the opportunity to play for Coach Saban and his staff is one of a kind. So you're willing to put in the work, and obviously sometimes it's frustrating not getting on the field as much or not getting the ball and those type of things. But once you kind of get there and you get that, you kind of see that football is a team sport, and what you do, the little things that you do helps the team, and it's kind of just as